You were sitting at a red light, and suddenly your engine starts revving up and down all by itself, almost like your car is breathing heavily or trying to race the driver next to you. That annoying behavior is called idle surge, and it can make even an experienced driver think something expensive has gone wrong. In fact, thousands of drivers panic when their tachometer needle starts bouncing wildly at a red light, assuming they are facing a $700 repair bill at the shop. If your engine is revving up and down on its own at rest, don't rush to the mechanic just yet. In this video, we are breaking down 6 step-by-step professional methods to hunt down the problem, lock your RPM back to a rock-solid baseline, and keep that cash in your pocket. Method number 1. Hunt down vacuum leaks. An internal combustion engine requires a precise stoichiometric air-fuel ratio of 14.7 parts air to 1 part fuel to maintain a stable combustion process. When unmetered air breaches cracked intake hoses, deteriorated PCV lines, or failing intake manifold gaskets, it enters downstream of the mass airflow sensor. In such situation, the engine control unit instantly detects an overly lean mixture via the primary oxygen sensors and compensates by ramping up fuel injector pulse widths that increases the engine RPM up to 1,500 plus. Once the ECU recognizes that the throttle plate is fully closed despite high engine speed, then it abruptly cuts fuel delivery to protect the engine. That drops the RPM until the cycle repeats itself every 1 to 2 seconds. To find the vacuum leaks, inspect all rubber hoses between your airbox and intake manifold for cracks or loose clamps. With the engine idling, lightly spray brake cleaner or soapy water around intake gaskets and hoses. If the engine RPM suddenly smooths out or spikes, co-regulation, you have pinpointed your leak. After finding the leaks, repair the damaged hose, gasket, boot, or fitting, clear the codes if appropriate, and then verify whether the idle has stabilized. Method number 2. Restore the throttle body bore and plate. Modern electronic throttle control systems calibrate idle speed by adjusting the throttle blade angle by microscopic increments and allows a tiny air gap around the bore perimeter. That small opening is critical because the engine depends on just the right amount of incoming air to maintain a stable idle. But after 40,000 to 60,000 miles, something begins to change inside that throttle body. Blow-by oil vapors from the crankcase ventilation system mix with airborne dust and combustion byproducts and gradually form a sticky, gummy layer of carbon around the edge of the throttle plate. At first, you may barely notice it, but as that buildup becomes thicker, it can partially restrict the tiny air passage the ECU was originally calibrated to use. To compensate this, the ECU commands the drive motor to open wider, but the sticky residue causes the throttle blade to bind, overshoot its target position, and then snap shut. That triggers a continuous open-close correction cycle that can make the RPM rise and fall repeatedly. To properly clean the assembly, first disconnect the negative battery terminal to safeguard electronic throttle actuators. Loosen the hose clamps securing the rubber intake ducting, pull the hose free, and inspect the interior throttle bore for dark, oily varnish. Spray dedicated aerosol throttle body cleaner directly onto a lint-free microfiber towel and manually wipe away carbon from both sides of the brass plate and surrounding housing walls until smooth metal is visible. Reattach the intake duct, torque the clamps securely, and allow solvent fumes to evaporate before re-engaging the ignition. Method number 3. Clean the idle air control valve. If your vehicle was built before the widespread adoption of electronic throttle control, then there is a good chance your engine has a small component doing a very important job that most drivers have never even heard of: the idle air control, or IAC valve. It controls the air needed to keep the engine running when the throttle plate is closed. Inside the IAC, an electronically controlled stepper motor moves a tapered pintle through precise positions. That allows the ECU to fine-tune bypass airflow and maintain a stable idle. But after years of driving, soot, oil vapor, and carbon can accumulate around the pintle. That causes it to stick or respond slowly to ECU commands. The result can be RPM hunting, rough idling, or unexpected stalling. To service it, disconnect the electrical connector, remove the retaining bolts, and carefully pull the IAC away without damaging its O-ring or gasket. Spray an appropriate throttle body or IAC cleaner into the air passages and gently remove carbon using a soft nylon brush. While it's apart, inspect the connector terminals for corrosion, damaged pins, or loose wiring. Reinstall the valve with a fresh seal and tighten the fasteners to factory torque specifications. Reconnect everything and perform the manufacturer's idle relearn procedure if necessary. That tiny valve may look insignificant, but when it becomes restricted or sticky, it can make a perfectly healthy engine feel like it's constantly fighting to stay alive. Method number 4. Service the mass airflow sensor. The MAF sensor may be one of the smallest components in your intake system, but when its readings become inaccurate, then it can make the entire engine feel wrong. This sensor contains an extremely sensitive heated platinum wire that measures incoming airflow by monitoring how much heat is carried away as air passes over it. Over time, road dust, fine debris, and oil mist can coat this wire and interfere with its ability to measure airflow accurately. When the sensor underreports incoming air, then the ECU may deliver the wrong amount of fuel that may lead to rough idle, hesitation, poor acceleration, or even stalling. To clean it, locate the MAF sensor between the air filter box and throttle body. Switch the ignition off and disconnect the electrical connector. Remove the retaining screws according to the manufacturer's procedure and carefully remove the sensor. Spray only a dedicated MAF sensor cleaner onto the sensing elements from the recommended distance, and never touch the wire or sensing film with your fingers, brushes, or cotton swabs. Allow the solvent to completely air dry before reinstalling the sensor, and making sure the sealing surface and intake connections are properly seated. A clean MAF sensor can restore accurate airflow measurements and help the ECM deliver the precise fuel mixture your engine needs for a smooth, stable idle. Method number 5. Inspect and test the PCV system. The positive crankcase ventilation valve is a critical emissions component that is designed to purge volatile blow-by gases from the crankcase back into the intake manifold for recombustion. The valve relies on an internal calibrated spring and pintle that modulates opening size based on intake manifold vacuum level. It restricts flow at idle and allows greater ventilation as engine load increases. If oil sludge causes the internal check spring to seize wide open, then the valve turns into an uncalibrated, constant vacuum leak that vents massive amounts of crankcase air directly into the intake and upsets the engine's air-fuel balance. To inspect it, locate the valve on or near the valve cover. Disconnect the hose and carefully remove the valve from its grommet or threaded fitting. Perform a rapid physical check by vigorously shaking the valve back and forth. A functional PCV valve will produce a sharp, crisp, metallic rattling sound from the free-moving internal plunger. If the valve feels dense, heavy, or silent when shaken, then replacement is often the smarter option than cleaning. Many conventional PCV valves are typically cost under $15 and take less than 5 minutes to install. The PCV valve replacement makes it one of the easiest components to check when chasing an unstable idle. Sometimes, the smallest valve under the hood can be responsible for the biggest headache. Method number 6. Re-zero the ECM memory via idle relearn. Even after successfully cleaning your throttle body or fixing an underlying vacuum leak, your engine may continue to surge because the ECU retains long-term learned trim values and airflow adaptation maps calibrated to the old contaminated state. Modern engine control units continuously store adaptive parameters to offset mechanical wear over tens of thousands of miles. They require an explicit memory purge and recalibration cycle once repairs are completed. Begin the reset sequence by disconnecting the negative battery cable terminal for at least 15 to 20 minutes to completely drain volatile RAM in the control module. Reconnect the terminal securely and ensure all auxiliary power accessories, such as air conditioning, radio, headlights, and seat warmers are switched completely off. Now, start the engine without touching the accelerator pedal. Allow it to idle undisturbed for 10 to 15 minutes until it reaches full operating temperature. This allows the ECU to record new minimum airflow stops and establish a baseline target idle between 650 and 750 revolutions per minute. If your vehicle utilizes a complex drive-by-wire protocol that is common in modern European or Asian vehicles, then execute the specific factory key-on, key-off pedal sequence or use an OBD2 scan tool with an idle air volume relearn function to lock in settings. That's all for this video. By working through these 6 methods step by step, you've systematically addressed every major mechanical, thermal, and electronic cause of engine idle surge. If this video saved you a trip to the mechanic, hit that like button, drop a comment letting us know which fix worked for your vehicle, and subscribe for more in-depth automotive repair guides.